That's a win I can get excited about. Timberwolves get their 4th straight W, going onto the road over to Sacramento to play the 3-seed Kings, who are looking to secure the playoffs for their first time in 16 years. Timberwolves ain't having it. They get the 4-point win. One of those nights where it synced up where I was playing a basketball game too while the Wolves were on, so I only got to watch the final 3/8 of the game. And in my game, we had a 30-point deficit at half, and we only lost by 2, so a little bit bummed that we couldn't finish it out, but I was instantly back in a great mood after watching this game. I catch like the final 3/8 of the game. I turn it on. I see Jalen Noel playing with incredible pace, attacking the basket, getting a lot of buckets, and inserting energy into this team. Then another bench killer who has been playing at an unreal level. Almost won Western Conference Player of the Week. He was one of the official nominees off the bench. We got Naz Reid out here. Just an absolute stud offensively always, but especially the last 5-6 games. He's been playing out of his mind. One could say I maybe saw this coming in 2021. It's so great seeing Naz fully be capitalized because he's always had this unreal footwork, explosiveness, talent, and just knack for scoring around the basket. And boy, oh boy, did he have a ridiculous dunk in this one. It's probably not the best dunk of the season for the Wolves, but it was one of the most ferocious I've ever seen. The power and speed of his final tomahawk with the right hand, I think it was over Alex Len, was just ridiculous, and I was just spinning around after he did it. That was crazy. Not the only big-time poster late in that game, too. The other one would come from Jaden McDaniels, who would be the Timberwolves' leading scorer tonight with 20 points. Very balanced effort from the squad, a lot of scoring. You got Slow-Mo with another dazzling performance, 15 points, 11 assists. He is playing at such a great level. Just a career season for him overall. Mike Conley also gets you 16 points with only 1 3. Also was scoring in the mid-range and in the lane. 2 floaters in the lane in the 4th quarter. I was so happy to see that because he's been doing damage from 3, but the rest of his game's been a little bit lacking on offense. So it's good to see some different looks go in for Mike. And the Timberwolves as a team had 6 turnovers in a game. I can't tell you the last time they had that amount of control, responsibility, and just didn't fuck it up and give the ball to the other team. I give the credit to Mike for that one. Maturing a little bit, maybe not always there, but you don't see that too often. Anthony Edwards didn't have a big game, but still is trying to get healthy and was playing on a back-to-back after just kind of recovering. Also, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. That was one of the biggest flaws of the Wolves tonight. 12 missed free throws again. I mean, it's absurd. It's almost double digits, it seems, every night. Just under 65% as a team, and they would also miss 5 free throws in the last minute of the game. Luckily got enough stops, and the Kings shot 18% from the 3-point line, so they were okay in closing that one out. But they were not willing to put the nail in the coffin from the line. That was rough. That Jaden dunk that I was talking about was a huge one over Sabonis, just detonates at the rim. It put the Timberwolves up by 10 points with 4 minutes left in the game, and their lead really wouldn't drop by much more than that for the rest of the way through. As the Kings try to fight back with about 2 minutes left, there's an extremely long Wolves possession as they get, I think, 3 offensive rebounds coming from Kyle Anderson, Rudy Gobert. It would end up being free throws, and those huge closing the game. Great hustle out of everyone. Let's talk about Gobert's night a little bit. Pretty solid, 16 and 16. He's played pretty solid against this Kings squad, but Sabonis has really dominated him one-on-one, and he cannot deter him from scoring whatsoever. Has had trouble with those elite centers in those matchups. In the 4 games the Wolves and Kings have played now, Sabonis is shooting 67% and getting 22 points per night. That's 3 points better and over 6% better than his season averages. And an important thing to consider, because this could be a possible first-round matchup. They're currently the 3. Wolves are currently the 6 now, so if things stay the same, which I sincerely don't think they will because of how much fluctuation there is in the Western Conference, this could be a matchup. Exciting as hell watching this Kings team play, and they're actually a lot like kind of the Wolves were last year. Very young, number 1 offense in the league, and just a lot of different studs that can really step up for them. So kind of been rooting for them. Plus, I mean, they are on a 16-year playoff drought. Timberwolves last year were in a very similar situation. So I find myself really enjoying that Kings team and see a lot of parallels between them and the Wolves last year. But if it comes down to the playoffs, they ain't no love no more. Would be fortunate for the Wolves to get to that place. Fingers crossed. Let's close it out. Woo! That was great. Only one that might be lighting up the beam tonight is the Bees, because the beef and cheddar Beam be better. Wolves back.